Most Amazon sellers miss Prime Day profits for one reason. They wait too long to act. You don't win during the season. You win because of what you did before it started. And it's true, right? Because you don't, and this is the part that nobody really tells you. You don't win during the season. You win because of what you did before it started. So we're in this like time period here where we're having this like reality check. 2 weeks from now, we're going to see people posting wins and it's going to look like they got lucky, right? 2 weeks, 4 weeks from now, what are we, April 30th, May 15th? You're going to start seeing people post wins. It isn't because they got lucky. They didn't. They shipped when nobody else felt like it. They bought when no one else was ready to buy. And then they went ahead and they sent it all in. Most people are sitting around and they are waiting to see it work. And but by that time, it's over. It's already over. You will blink faster than you can blink. You will blink and back to school will be over. You will blink and Prime Day will be over. It will be August. You'll complain about how low sales are, and you will have a tanked September. It's historical. Everybody does it. Everybody does it, right? And those of you guys that are in Canada, they opened up a bunch of new opportunities to sell back on Crayola and stuff like that. I was working with another seller from there, so I do know that that is a possibility back in the US again. Okay, great. So now we talk about those things that are the things that we're not going to complicate this, right? So what do people buy during this period? They buy glues, they buy Crayola, they buy notebooks, they buy erasers. It's not sexy, guys. It's not exciting. They don't do anything. That's all they sell. And guess what? They print. They print. They print with those things. Back to school stuff's it's already skyrocketing everywhere. It's skyrocketing across the boards, right? There are listings that are regular price in a Walmart, and all you have to do is scan the product or look it up and then buy it and sell it. Everything. There are listings that are not a part of, because let's face it, there's only 4 products that's prices that drop during back to school. Crayons for 50 cents. Well, let's talk about crayon. Crayons for 50 cents, pencils for 99 cents, broadline markers for 99 cents, and fine line markers for 99 cents. But pay attention, guys. Those are the only 4 products in the Crayola brand that drop in price. Everything else is regular price, which means if you're only focused on these 4 that drop, you miss the entire brand of Crayola. You missed everything because there are other products that never drop in price that are actually being sold every single day. And so you can send more stuff now. Melvin says in 1 week, he sold about 4,500 units of back to school items. That's awesome. It's actually really good right now. And there's another thing. The racers don't change that much in price. They're what they're priced at right now. So if you plan on getting on those listings, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. You can just buy them, right? You don't have to wait for regular pencils. You don't have to wait for other types of colored pencils, different quantities. You don't have to wait for that stuff. You could just start selling it, right? And we're not sitting around and waiting for this like huge opportunity to just fall in our lap. The opportunity is already there. And for those that have already gotten themselves ungated, they can. Same thing with Elmer's. It's only 4-ounce glue that drops in price. Listen, it is only the 4-ounce glue that drops in price. So that means the other ones, they're going to sell for whatever they're selling for, the buy cost is now, plus whatever the markup is. Those are going to sell. Darnisha says, Jess is here. She's talking about ordering for school products because that's what I'm doing now. It's true. It's like so true. It's like one of those things. So then you go in and you look at, we had glue, we had Crayola, we had some erasers, we got notebooks. There were people telling me about binders. I don't sell binders, but I've never seen binders really go too much on sale either. So I think that there's opportunity there. But if you're unwilling to look, you won't find it. It's not going to just jump out at you and say, hey, sell me. You're going to have to do it, right? And for those that sold last year, you're going to learn that this is going to be better for you this year. And if you didn't sell last year, you can be testing everything. You're going to say, oh my God, I just had my first $600 day. I just did $600 in less than an hour. It's going to happen. Should be sending it in come July. Darnisha, you have the wrong idea. Everything will be done by July. You're done at July. Do you see how that goes? You look up for a minute and it's over. I know Stacy. Stacy's like, I want my first 100K month. I think you're gonna be there. I think you're gonna be there. Yeah, I really do. I think there's a lot of people who are gonna have their first $100,000 month. It's either gonna be June or it's gonna be July. It's one of those. Yeah, so Dernisha, it's one of those things where as soon as the prices drop, a lot of the stuff that you can buy now, you can just send it in now. But as soon as the prices drop, you send them in. If you're sending in July, it can't deliver on time for the customers in August. It's too late. You're too late. You had to have sent all of it in June. I'm so nervous about getting it ungated. We'll see. It gets ungated in 3 to 7 days. You just have to keep sending a new picture. New picture of the same document. That's all. Okay, good. So that's it's not, these are not exciting products. They're not sexy products. And when's the timing right? Well, that's when you're trying to get everything as soon as prices drop out, or you're trying to get everything now that's in the marketplace that you can buy at these prices now, right? That they're not going to change. But let's face it, guys, your Dollar Tree products aren't going to be, they're not going to have a mysterious sale and then all of a sudden they're going to be less than $1.25. Surprise. They're going to be same price. So you don't have to wait, right? You don't have to wait. It's like they're still the same price. And there's like the regular I think I was looking at some like pastel pencils, right? Pastel pencils. They're not going to change in price. If anything, they'll go up, right? They're not going to come down. It's not a historical like product that drops in price during the time period. So if you sell it, that's great. And if you don't sell it, it's because you didn't look. And you're expecting that something's just going to fall in your lap, and you're expecting that you'll be able to see it some way or another, or someone else will find it for you, or someone else will tell it to you. And I feel almost ashamed that I would have to say pastel 12 count markers from officesupply.com is a winner. I feel ashamed that I would have to say that if you didn't already see it yourself, because I feel like you're waiting for something to happen, and you have ungated a brand that's opened you up to hundreds of thousands of listings, and yet you have not found it, right? And this has to do with actually opening up each listing and finding out, what is it selling for? Can I make a profit on it? And I need to test it to find out. And so we do this across the boards with everything. And the sooner you do it, the more money you'll make. But the longer you wait, the harder it is going to be for you to trust your own instincts. I'm starting with the website you gave me to get consistent products and realizing nervous. You should only buy 5 to 10 units on anything, Darnisha, until you really get going. This goes for everybody that's brand new. When you're brand new, you just need 5 to 10 units. You really need something to sell. And after you've been sending something consistently, then what happens is you get information or data on how much more to send. It's a lot easier. Oh, way easier, way easier. And as you get more confidence after you've done it for a little bit, then you'll say, oh, I'm going to send 400, 500 units. But, you should never, ever put yourself in a position to say, well, this is the one. Let me just make sure. I'm gonna call out everybody on this one. Should never put yourself in a position, regardless of what time frame you're in, to sit around and say, I'm going to go all in on this one. You're gonna fucking lose money. You're gonna lose money. You're gonna pick wrong. You don't know enough about Amazon. Do you mean 5 to 10 products because it made by 200 units to ungate? You should have bought the 4 count crayons to get ungated. If you bought something else, that's fine. That's only 30 units anyways, but that's not what I was talking about. Darnisha, I'm talking about actually buying. Crayola has hundreds of thousands of listings, right? So we're not waiting. We're not selling just one thing. Just because we got a brand approved doesn't mean we sell the one thing. And if you don't know what to sell, it's because you didn't look. You just have to look. You have to take the time to look. Once you take the time to actually look for products, you'll see them. You'll say, oh, well, what about this one? And then you'll want to try it. You see how that goes? You want to try it. I mean, there's plenty of people who have tried some stuff and they're like, damn, I think I was making a joke with somebody earlier in the week. I was like, damn, that thing I sent in like 50 of them. I sold zero. I sold zero. Right? And the same person was like, I've restocked that thing like 6 times in the last 2 weeks. Well, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Right? That's why testing is so important. There's no way to trust your own data and your own decisions unless you actually just do it. It's just like, bruh. Also, I looked to buy cheaper, but Crayola was 200. It doesn't matter. It's only 150 or 200 bucks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Darnish, you're doing what everybody that's brand new does. You're doing the exact same thing. Everybody who's brand new does it. They're trying to make sure, and you're never going to be sure. That's the thing I was trying to explain to you. Like, testing is the only thing that flushes out all the data you need so you have confidence. That's it. There is no other way. No other way. There's not one mentor on the planet that can buy you confidence. Not one. No matter how good they are, no matter how much you pay them, they will never buy you confidence. You have to learn it yourself. You just have to. You really have to send the units. You have to be like, fuck, that really didn't sell. You have to have them send you something back after 12 months and be like, fuck. Or now it's 6 months. They'd be sending you back shit at 6 months. You're like, damn, I'm sending that shit back. I sent those swirl crayons, got them sent them back, had them sell, thought it was still good, sent more, and now those are coming back. Hey, Max says he caught the end of back to school. Now I'm ready. Spend a lot. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time, right? But like I said, this is where people accidentally make their first amount of real money on Amazon. And what happens is then they think everything's like this. And the bottom falls out around September. That's when they realized that they don't know anything about Amazon, because what they did was they got lucky on a couple listings. They didn't quite know what to do, but they knew that if they sent it into Amazon, it would sell. And then once the dust settled, they didn't have anything else in their stores. That's all they had was crayons, right? So that's why I said, do you know how there's other products that are selling that are not a part of those 50-cent crayon 99, the stuff that's going to drop in price in the next 30 days? There are other products like that, right? So you can sell in any of those. And they're selling just fine. And they'll continue to sell. But what do you do when the price starts to drop? You have to have other products. You have to have other brands, other things. And it seems that getting a big chunk of money from an investment now on crayons could set you up for the fourth quarter and really set you for, really put together something special. So let's see. So this is a time. Okay, so this is a time when everybody needs to kind of get positioned. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to start shipping something. So if you fell off, those that have not been shipping, if you're looking at your capacity and you say, oh man, I really wasn't doing as much as I thought I was doing, now is the time to do more. You already know what to do, right? So this is the week. This is the first week. It is shipment week. It's non-negotiable. It's not next week. I'll do some when I'm ready. It's right now, right? And you have to act like it's right now, especially if you're already approved for these brands. You're already approved for them. And there are products you can send in right now. You don't have to wait, right? So while we're sitting around and we're saying, if I just wait until the price drops, then I will go into this listing, this listing, this listing, this listing, and this. What about the other stuff that doesn't have to drop? That's what I'm trying to get you to see. I'm not trying to get you to see the products that drop in price to 50 cents, $1, $1, 99 cents. I'm not trying to get you to see that. I'm trying to get you to see the entire marketplace. Hundreds of millions of listings, hundreds of thousands of Crayola ones, hundreds of thousands of glue ones, hundreds of thousands of pencil box ones, tons of listings that you can be on, tons of them, right? Notebooks, erasers. It's not like this is not, it could be anything. And Darnisha, as soon as you get approved on that, you're going to find out that a lot of your other approvals with your invoices will go through a lot easier. Your first major brand ungate is one of the hardest. And once it goes through, everything kind of falls in place. That does not mean, and this is for anybody that's new out there, that does not mean that an auto ungate is going to appear for a 100, 200, 300, 400. It will never happen. That won't happen in a million years. What we're talking about is that your approvals moving forward with proper invoices will start to flow. Will start to get approved. Yeah. I think it'd be really good. Does anyone have any questions today? I'm being coached right now. I'm dropping the ball. I know you are, Mark. That's why I told everybody get your stuff in there. My goal is to ship in 3 different brands of products. So I'm doing Crayola, some foods, and I'm looking for a third. I think Darnisha on the brands, I would do 10. It's okay. You're a rookie. I just scanned a bunch of stuff. The thing is, what's good for you is not going to be good for other people. And what's good for other people won't be good for you. I'm really trying to give you the best advice here. And I'm telling you, just buy 5 units of like a bunch of different things and send them in and of each. And the reason why is because what someone else sells might not sell for you. Is that one kid in here, SD? SD sent in during pumpkin season, which is August. And I love talking shit about him when he's not around. Is he around? Somebody tell him I'm about to talk shit. He can see this on the recording. So he sent in that pumpkin puree in August, and Amazon was on the listing. You guys remember this? He sent in 200 units of that shit, and that thing had a 20,000 stamp on it. That shit should have sold. And guess who got pumpkin puree back? All of it. He did. It got all sent back to him. So not everything you think is going to sell for you will sell for you. You have to test it. I promise you, testing will flush out whether or not something sells for you. Oh, that's a good one. Melvin says look for something in pets. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's good. Everybody's like, we've all been where you are right now. You got this. Do the pets. Do the pets. That's a good one. And it's like the thing, once you get approved for the brand, find like find 5 to 10 listings that week and send something in all of them. It won't cost you very much. It really won't. The Dollar Tree makes life so easy. It really does. You can pretty much pick up anything over there. You can learn so much about staying in stock, and you can learn about how frustrating it is to not be able to get enough stock. It's fucking great. There ain't anything better. Okay, good. Let's see. Okay, so looks like, do we have any other questions while I've been there? Okay, great. I'm looking at pastel markers now. Pencils, Russ. It was pastel pencils. It's pencils, bro. I just told you. I was like, bro, it's pencils. It's pastel pencils. It's over at Office Supply. Send me a deal. I'll give you one for pets so you can find the other ones. That's a good one, Donisha. Thanks. That's a good one, Melvin. Melvin's super cool and all that stuff. Just make sure you DM them. They'll help you. I spent way too much lately. I know. There's been some good stuff out there though. I'd say that our arbitrage has been retail arbitrage has been amazing. Let's see. Any other questions out there? I think we went over, I didn't mean to take up part of the beginning call too much on the ASIN creation policy violation, but you guys are never going to get around that. Most legendary Crayola ever was limited. Stacy. I've been liquidating 100 at a time. So I'm not getting annoyed with that listing. And I still have more. I still have more. Do you think we should be looking for cheaper distributors around us? No. You don't even know what to buy. Like, like I want you to really, really understand this. This goes for anybody out there. If you aren't doing 20,000 or more on Amazon, you don't need a distributor. You don't need one because you don't know what to buy. As soon as you start getting up into the 20,000s, you know what sells. And then you need a distributor because you want to make things easier. It's not the reverse. You're not going to go out there and spend $5,000, $10,000 on product that you don't know is going to sell. I'm really giving you the best advice right here. Buy 5 to 10 units across 10 different ASINs each week and send them into Amazon. You will have all the data you need in a matter of 6 weeks. That's 60 listings, 60 listings, 60, what's that? 60 times 10. That's 600 units. You'll have some results. You'll know what to sell. You'll want to change. You'll want to go wider on some brands, but trying to bypass the system and just get a supplier. I've seen more people deactivated because they thought they knew better. They found a supplier and those goods were so good. And you know what? These people don't know what they're talking about because this supplier got me a price that's better than over at Walmart. I got a price better than anywhere. Little did they know. And they gave me all the ASINs, so I didn't even have to work to find them. Little did they know they were buying liquidated goods and now they don't have an Amazon account. Your Amazon account is a privilege and you want to keep it. Learn how to sell correctly on Amazon. Learn how to sell before you start stepping into the distributor and wholesale game. Because if you get the wrong distributor, will ruin it. Ruin your entire, it'll ruin all of it for you. It really will. And there's some great ones that are out there, don't get me wrong, but if you had 1,500 or 2,500 or even 5,000, you'd be better off just doing a mentorship. And I mean that I don't mean that lightly. I don't, because it's better just to take the time and learn and then actually make the move. Because after about 6 weeks to 8 weeks, you should be making a decent amount of money and be able to make that first wholesale purchase with confidence. Nobody even has any stock with the 800 stamp. Let me get that money printer out. Russ, I'm like, how do people not see this? I see it every day. I literally see it every day. Wait till you guys open it and look at it. Maybe it's like, do you know what? Maybe, just maybe, listen, maybe that pastel pencil is just like the Broadline Bold and Brights. Does anyone remember that? The Crayola Bold and Bright fuckers, little fuck. Maybe it's like that, where it says it sells and then you send that shit and it's like, bro, I found an extra box over here of returns of Bold and Brights. I'm so fucking annoyed. So even if a big brand like Colgate, we shouldn't look for a distributor. I had no idea people did that. Oh, Darnisha, yeah, you should. You should. If you're going to use Colgate, you could do that. But what's wrong with Target? Let me ask you a question, and this is for everybody out there. If you sold Colgate, what's wrong with buying 100 units from Walmart? What's wrong with that? I just want to know. Now, if you told me I went to the Dollar Tree and I'm trying to buy this product, it's the buck and a quarter, 2-in-1, and I just can't get enough of my hands on it, then I'd be like, okay, let's buy something else. What's wrong with all the products at Target that are Colgate and all the products over at Walmart that are Colgate? If it's because, no, the prices are not too high. See, that's the thing. You haven't looked because the price is not high. You just haven't looked. Because I buy all my stuff from there and I'm perfectly fine with it. Sure, I bought some stuff from one supplier, but not a lot. I didn't get enough inventory to stay in stock on a couple 2-packs with them, so I wasn't really happy with it. But when I go to Target or Colgate, the prices are always higher than they are on Amazon. They're not. You're looking at you haven't looked at everything. They're not. I promise they're there. I tell everybody, I promise they're there. And I can't tell you what they are because if you can't find them, then that means you don't know how to look for products. They promise they're there. They're there. They're in the Walmarts, they're in the Targets, and sometimes they're in the 3-packs and you just have to rip the package. You got to rip the package open to look at it and you'll see it. You'll see it. I've done it. How do you think I know? You have to actually do it. You have to actually go and look. And you can do it online. You really have to. But if you can't, if you say there are none, there are none. But if I tell you there are, and you keep telling me there are not, that means you missed something. And it means you need to learn how to source. That's all. But there's nothing wrong with that. There are many people inside of here. Many people in here. I don't even see Jess. Jess be ordering fucking bulk from Walmart. I think there are a ton of us in here that have bought hundreds, if not thousands. I mean, I did the Harry Potter peeps. I bought 750 of those. They got plenty of inventory as far as I'm concerned. I like Walmart. They're my best friend. They really are. I was like, they all got everything I need. I'm like, damn, they really do got a lot. And their markup's not that high. It's only 4% over cost. So I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it is. I think it's easier to get it. And I've noticed that their warehouses not distribute, but their warehouses, the Walmart shipping, not Walmart delivery from in-store, but the Walmart shipping has been great. If the product says it sells 10 at Walmart, but sells on 9 on Amazon, did I miss something? You're looking at the wrong products. You're correct. If the product sells at Walmart for 10 and you can buy it on Amazon for 9, that's not a good product. So you just move on to the next one. I promise you, Darnisha, as soon as you find it, you'll see it. But I can't tell you what it is because you need to see it. Because right now you don't see it and you keep telling me the ones that won't work. I already know the one you're talking about, it won't work. I know it won't work. That's not what I'm talking about. There's something else there. There are multiple over there that work. You just have to find it. And it's not that the fucking aisle for Colgate is not that big. It's really not that big. There aren't very many products in there. All you have to do is look. I promise it's in there. I promise. And you'll probably, if you do it right, you'll find like 10 of them. And if you can't find 10 of them, then you're doing it wrong. That's all. That's all that's happening. But if the product you pick up is $10 at Walmart and sells on Amazon for 9, that's not the product. Do you see how that works? You're trying to make it make sense in a listing that doesn't work. That's not the right product, right? That isn't the listing. That isn't the one that's going to make you money. And that's going to be that way for everything. If I go in there and Sky Hallmark ornaments from 2024 are marked down to $6, which is so crazy because remember how last year, the year before they marked them down, you can get them for like $1.70 or something like that. That was 2024 is Christmas. 2025, did you notice that all the Hallmark ornaments were $9.95? So when they marked them down, they were like $4.50. I'm like, these motherfuckers, right? And so now that wouldn't make any sense. Why would I buy a $9.95 product and sell it for $9.95? I wouldn't. Why would I buy it when it's on sale for $4.95 and try to sell it at $9.95? I wouldn't. You see, you're trying to make it make sense with something that doesn't. You just pass. The golden rule, if you've ever attended my Wednesday webinars, the golden rule is if it doesn't make you profit, you just turn your nose up and you go somewhere else. You look at something else. But I promise you, inside of all of that stuff at Walmart, it's there. They're like 10 listings. You just have to, you gotta find them. You find them. And when you find them, you're like, damn, hold up. And then you know what you do? You don't go all in because you don't know if it's going to sell for you. You see how that works? You don't know if it's going to sell for you. And you think that going and getting a distributor for that brand is going to solve that, it's going to sell for you. And it won't. It won't. So let's say I find a good product and it has to be ungated. And I know if I get it ungated through the website you gave me, and it will ungate me and come back for that item. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? Honestly, I'm going to talk a little bit about this one because there was a question in one of the tickets. Somebody got ungated for something. I was so excited. And I was like, what are you going to sell? And they're like, I don't know. Fucking told you guys this. Stop ungating shit until you know what you want to sell. Don't ungate shit until you know what you want to sell. And once you get ungated, find all the good listings. Or while you're waiting to get ungated, find all the listings. But there's one thing on Amazon that you need to that will make you die. No, I thought you were gonna say, I think there's one thing you need to remember about Amazon. You know, did you die? But did you die? But did you die? Can't buy with confidence. That's correct. That's right. You can't. Darnisha, you can't. And you shouldn't be expected to. You should give yourself some grace. You can't. You have to test things until you can. You see, you're the one that has to build the confidence. You're the one that has to buy the product. You're the one that has to put your neck out on the line and spend the money. And then from there, you're like, shit, when's this going to work? And then you say, shit, when's this going to work? And then all of a sudden it starts to work. And then you're like, I think I know how to do this. Or you get lucky on back to school and then you think you know how to do it. You see, it's very, very tricky situation. Very tricky situation we're going into. Very profitable, tricky situation. So you still have to learn how to source. Because when you come out of that, if you don't know how to, you'll only know how to run a season. And that's still good. But it won't answer the questions that you need. And that is correct. There's no dumb questions. I spent $500 while Wednesday has been talking. I'm nervous as hell. Russ is always nervous. You did not buy 200 of those. Did you use the coupon? It was like $2.23 per unit. I'm telling you, I was like, they don't sell all these. You know what? There's like so many products on officesupply.com. That's right. It's all sold out. There's like so many products on officesupply.com that are on sale right now that also have the coupon they'll be out of stock in May. You won't be able to buy them because you're fooling yourself. You're going to say, oh shit, I'm going to do whatever. Candace is like, I spent $2K on Bath and today on Bath and Body Work after getting 35 violations. Your condiments are going to be jealous. He said, fuck those condiments. He was over it. He's like, I'm out. He's like, these condiments, man, that condiments day was like, bro, I felt you. There was a couple people asked me a question about one of the condiments. It was the soy sauce, I think it was. I was like, why don't you go down to the why don't you go down to the sushi place, grab 50 packets and then just call it a unit of one, send it and find out if it sells. Just tell them I need a lot. I need a lot of soy sauce today. And then as soon as you actually send it in and it sells and it's game time, then you're like, let's buy 2,000 and let's sit around and fucking package soy sauce. In my mind, it played out a different way. In my mind, I showed it on TikTok. In my mind, I thought to myself, no one's going to sit through this. In my mind, I knew that a new seller, even if they bought it after they packed it one time, they would never sell it again. See, the boring work is where you get paid. The boring, tedious, I gotta do the same shit over and over again. That's where you get paid. You get paid. That's what I have my son for. I gave him poly bags and a scale. You don't have to count them. Don't tell Russ that, Stacy. Don't tell Russ that. Don't tell me. I'm doing it already. Okay, Nia's in there. She's like, uh-oh. Don't tell anybody who was doing that. There's so many of those listings like that, though. There really are. There are so many of those like style of condiment listings where you can be in like 25 pack, 50 packs. Good, right? I want to see those packets again. Nia says I'm not even new and she's done with it. It's oh, sorry. You say you want the best of the Saturday sourcing call. I'll bring you something so different every week. I'll bring you some. I know you guys weren't ready for that one. I was like, let's go. We're gonna do condiments. More room for me. Oh my God, you're so ridiculous. Let's see. Do you say that's what I want? Is something boring? They're all boring. They're all boring. You just have to test them to find out how much they sell for you. It's like recently I went on a listing and I think I sent in like 400 units or something. I wanted to find out if it would sell. My first test buy was 10 units. It sold, so I sent 400 units, and now it's selling 30 units a day. So now I can send like 1,000 units, right? You won't know if you can do that until you actually go into the listing. You have to actually sell, and then you have to do the math. You have to do the math every time, right? And that could be on anything. But we are going into Prime Day. We are going to be going into that period where everything is going to begin to sell. And you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to find new products. You need to go a little deeper on the stuff you already have that's selling. You need to sell more of it. And you need to push it to its limit so that when Prime Day arrives or Prime Week arrives, it sells abundantly. It sells double, triple, 10 times the amount that it would sell typically, right? If you have it, it will sell. If you don't have it, it won't sell. If you use your space for stuff to sell during Prime Day, it will sell. If you use your space for back to school supplies, it will sell. If you don't use your space, they will sell your space to me. I mean, they will sell their space to somebody else. I can't believe they just got my space. I'm still annoyed. Okay. I won't complain about that yet. I might take on Stacy's strategy, but there is always the one that requests a refund for one missing packet. I think you should weigh it. I think you should weigh it. I think it'll be a lot easier. It'll be a lot easier. I think you'll know when you're done. You're like, okay, there is a standard weight. I mean, it is liquid ounces, so it would make sense. Yeah. All right. Does anybody have any other questions today? I appreciate everybody doing this, but I'm going to stop right here because the rest of it really doesn't matter unless you actually go ship shit. If you want help learning how to source profitable products, build inventory correctly, and prepare for Prime Day and back to school, book a call with me below. The sellers move early usually win the biggest.